So guys, we are back for the final round of the lightning talks. Please show some love in the chat. At the beginning, we have Antony with a quite opinionated talk because the title is Why Docker is Better Than Vagrant. So Antony, stage is yours.
So, thank you. Hi, I am Antony. I am DevOps engineer in the team from Johannes, via StreamTest. We are working with Silverstripe a lot of time, I think so, for the beginning. And I am a big Docker fan and Docker Compose fan. And I know from last year, I was at the first time, or my first time at the StripeCon was last year in Austria. And I know you all are a big fan for Vagrant, but I think Vagrant is a very big and not ugly, but very big, and the size from, or the oversize from the machine is very big, in my opinion. And I'm a big fan from Docker. If you know, don't know what Docker is a little container engine. The most famous, and you create a container like an image. A container, you can think a container is normally VM, but very small, only with the resource what you need, and just make the images very small. For my presentation, I have two PHP version. The first one is the 7.0, and another one is the 7.4. I have a little stack with a MariaDB database and with an Nginx as web server. One machine is running on port 8080 on my local machine, and another is in 8084. And I will create a little demo how it's work. For example, I created my code. You can see here now we are running with the Hello World Virtual StripeCon 2020 in the version 7.0. And another tab, I am working with the same code on the version 7.4. This makes sense if you want to migrate from one PHP version to another, and without a big overhead and installation packages or downloading new background box or something. You can use all the time the same code. You can see here my code is the same. I change only the image for PHP, or for the application, I change the image ID. It is very cool because you have a fully functionally Ubuntu on the machine. You can install everything. You can install Composer. You can install some metadata and a lot of stuff. But the first rule, or the only rule for Docker, is run only one service in one container. For example, don't run PHP and Nginx in one container. Only run one PHP container and one Nginx container. If you need to go into container with Docker Compose is like the composer for Docker. You have a definition. In the definition, you can create environment variable. You see here, I use environment variable for my MySQL, or for my web application, or for my application. And I can see the running container only with Docker Compose, and I can get in the container, and I will see with env. I will see my variables that I have defined in the Docker Compose. Try it if you are using, or if your development stack is with a normal installation or local installation from PHP and web server like XAMPP or something else, or LAMP stack. Try it with Docker. It's very easy. You don't have overhead in your on your machine. It's work on your machine and work on the deployment because you have the Docker container and you don't have the typical problem. It's work on my machine. If you are using Vagrant, try it. It is very fast. I think it's faster than Vagrant. It is very lightning and it's cool. It's very cool. Try it and create your own experience or your own opinion about Docker and Docker Compose. Thank you. This is my little lightning. If you have any question. No questions?
Thanks, Antony. Let's give the crowd a little bit more time to shoot questions. Is there anything you want to know?
I don't. I have to say I am not a developer. This is my first PHP application. I am a DevOps or SysOps guy.
Oh, everybody has to start at some point, so that's
yes. This is my first, not my first Hello World, but it is my first PHP application.
And I think that was your first talk, right? First
yes,
StripeCon
this is my first time.
Cool. Good job, man. It was great having you.
One more thing is I only mount in the two environments, only my one script or one sources. This is my PHP index.php. And if I change some here like this in the source, I will have to change on the both environments. This is very helpful for development local, and this work everywhere. I think so.
Alrighty. There's one question from Charlie. Have you used containers on a cloud environment before, and how did you like it?
Yes, I use container in a cloud. I use container in Kubernetes. I find this is very easy, very fine, and I like it so much. You can create your environment in locally, and then you can migrate your environment to the cloud very easy. You don't have any issues.